The B-1B Lancer arriving in Norway for Bomber Task Force Europe is not just another military deployment. It is an event that draws attention to one of the most iconic aircraft in the United States Air Force arsenal. When people see the sleek silhouette of the Lancer touching down on a European runway, the first impression is often how modern and aggressive it looks. Despite its design roots dating back to the Cold War, this aircraft represents a blend of raw power, advanced engineering, and strategic flexibility, making it a centerpiece of long-range strike capability. The B-1B was first envisioned as a replacement for older strategic bombers like the B-52. The aim was to create an aircraft fast enough to outrun interceptors, stealthy enough to challenge air defenses of its era, and versatile enough to deliver a wide range of weapons. Unlike the lumbering and unmistakable B-52, the B-1B immediately distinguishes itself with its streamlined fuselage, low-profile design, and variable sweep wings that pivot backward for supersonic flight and swing forward for slower, more efficient cruising. This unique wing configuration is one of the most striking design elements, giving the Lancer a distinctive look, as well as aerodynamic adaptability across mission profiles. What makes the Lancer especially interesting is its balance between brute force and agility. At first glance, it might look like a heavy bomber, incapable of much maneuvering. But the aircraft surprises many with how nimble it can be for its size. With 4 afterburning General Electric F101 turbofan engines, the Lancer produces enormous thrust, enabling it to reach speeds of Mach 1.2 at high altitude. That's well into supersonic territory, making it one of the few bombers in history capable of exceeding the speed of sound. The engines are buried deep within the fuselage to reduce the radar cross-section, a deliberate design choice to improve survivability in contested environments. Performance-wise, the Lancer offers a mix of range and payload capacity that is hard to match. Its unrefueled combat radius extends well beyond 3,000 miles, and with aerial refueling, it effectively has global reach. It can carry up to 75,000 pounds of munitions, which is more than any other bomber in the U.S. fleet. This includes both conventional and precision-guided weapons, allowing it to adapt from high-intensity strategic operations to close support in conventional conflicts. The internal bomb bays are modular, meaning they can be configured to carry different payloads depending on mission requirements. Over the years, the aircraft has transitioned away from its original nuclear strike role to focus on conventional missions, delivering precision strikes during conflicts in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria. The presence of the B-1B in Norway as part of Bomber Task Force Europe highlights not only its capabilities but also its relevance in today's security environment. Operating out of Europe gives the aircraft proximity to the Arctic, the Baltic region, and even parts of the Middle East. This forward deployment demonstrates the ability of the United States and NATO to project power quickly and effectively while testing interoperability with allied air forces. It is not just about showcasing technology, but also about strategic messaging, reassuring allies, and deterring potential adversaries. From a design standpoint, the Lancer reflects a transitional moment in aviation history. When it first entered service in the 1980s, stealth technology was still in its infancy. So the designers chose to focus on reduced radar visibility rather than full stealth. The fuselage contours, blended wing body design, and engine placement all contribute to a smaller radar signature compared to older bombers, but it does not reach the low observability of the later B-2 Spirit. However, the Lancer's speed and low-altitude penetration capability compensated for this, allowing it to fly fast and low under radar coverage to reach its targets. Pilots often describe the experience of flying at low altitude in B-1B as exhilarating, with the aircraft hugging the terrain at high speeds in a way few bombers could achieve. The cockpit is designed with a crew of 4. 2 pilots in the front, and 2 weapons systems officers behind them. The avionics suite has been modernized multiple times, incorporating digital upgrades that allow for advanced navigation, targeting, and communication. The flight control system is powered by fly-by-wire technology, which ensures precision handling, even in demanding conditions. For layman audiences, fly-by-wire means that instead of relying on traditional mechanical linkages, the controls are electronic, allowing for smoother adjustments and better stability in flight. Another remarkable feature is the aircraft's endurance and mission versatility. In past conflicts, B-1Bs have flown missions lasting more than 30 hours, sustained by aerial refueling and rotating crews. This ability to stay airborne for extended durations makes the Lancer a valuable tool for global strike missions, intelligence support, and show-of-force operations. During combat, the aircraft has demonstrated its ability to carry out precision strikes with joint direct attack munitions, long-range standoff weapons, and even cluster munitions when required. The bomb bay doors open and close in fractions of a second, minimizing the time the aircraft is vulnerable while releasing weapons. For Norway, hosting the B-1B is significant not only because of the aircraft itself, but also because of the strategic geography. Norway's proximity to the Arctic and to Russia makes it a key location for NATO operations. Deploying B-1Bs there signals the importance of the northern flank in alliance defense planning. It also provides U.S. crews valuable experience in operating in cold weather, icy conditions, and unique northern airspace environments. These kinds of training deployments strengthen joint procedures, allowing Norwegian and American forces to synchronize their tactics and share operational knowledge. When discussing unique selling points, one cannot ignore the nickname of the aircraft, the Bone. This comes from shortening B-1 into Bone, and it has stuck with crews and aviation enthusiasts alike. The Bone is often described as a workhorse bomber, less glamorous than the stealthy B-2 or the venerable B-52, but arguably more flexible. Its speed, payload, and survivability combine to make it a formidable platform. Even after decades of service, continuous upgrades have kept it relevant. The Defensive Systems Upgrade Program, avionics modernization, and the integration of new weapons ensure it can operate effectively in modern contested airspaces. Another factor that stands out is the psychological impact of the B-1B. For adversaries, the sight of the Bone arriving in theater is a reminder of American strike power. For allies, it is a symbol of reassurance and commitment. Its distinctive afterburner roar, triangular wing sweep, and aggressive stance on the tarmac all contribute to its reputation. Unlike unmanned drones or smaller fighter aircraft, a bomber like the B-1B carries with it a visible statement of intent and capability. It is worth noting that the Lancer has had a complex history. Originally, the B-1A prototype was designed for high-altitude supersonic flight, but it was canceled in the 1970s. Later, the program was revived with modifications that emphasized low-level penetration at high subsonic speeds, creating the B-1B variant. Although initially built to carry nuclear weapons, the B-1B was later modified under arms control agreements to focus exclusively on conventional missions. This shift has allowed it to participate in nearly every major U.S. military campaign of the past 3 decades. Looking closer at its technical specifications, the Lancer measures about 146 feet in length with a wingspan that ranges from 79 feet when swept back to 137 feet when extended. Its maximum takeoff weight exceeds 477,000 pounds, making it a true heavyweight in the skies. Despite its size, its advanced aerodynamics and powerful engines allow for rapid climbs and surprisingly agile maneuvering. The service ceiling is around 60,000 feet. Though much of its combat profile involves flying at low altitudes to avoid radar detection, the aircraft is equipped with sophisticated radar systems for terrain-following flight, allowing it to automatically maintain a safe altitude over rough terrain, day or night, in all weather conditions. The decision to deploy B-1Bs to Europe is also a matter of demonstrating global readiness. The United States rotates bomber assets between regions to maintain a visible presence and train with allies. In Norway, the Bone can practice operating from unfamiliar bases, integrating with NATO command structures and working alongside European fighter aircraft. These operations test logistics, maintenance, and interoperability in ways that peacetime exercises cannot fully simulate. For audiences watching from the outside, it may simply look like a large aircraft landing, but for those involved in defense planning, it represents an intricate ballet of coordination, strategy, and capability. The Lancer also continues to evolve with modern technology. Efforts are underway to integrate long-range standoff weapons, such as the AGM-158 Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile, which would allow it to strike targets from hundreds of miles away without entering contested airspace. Future upgrades may enhance its communication links, electronic warfare capabilities, and data sharing functions, ensuring it remains part of the networked battlefield environment. In a world where unmanned systems and stealth platforms dominate headlines, the B-1B continues to prove that speed, payload, and versatility are just as important as invisibility. For layman audiences, it can help to think of the Lancer as a flying aircraft carrier for bombs. Just as an aircraft carrier projects power across oceans by launching fighter jets, the B-1B projects power across continents by carrying a wide variety of weapons directly to the battlefield. Its design allows it to adapt to missions ranging from massive strategic strikes to precise support for ground forces. When paired with modern targeting systems, its impact can be surgical despite the massive payload it carries. The arrival of the B-1B in Norway underlines not only its enduring capabilities, but also its role in shaping modern military strategy. Its combination of speed, flexibility, and payload ensures that it remains a vital part of the U.S. Air Force inventory until the next generation B-21 Raider becomes fully operational. Until then, the Bone continues to fill a unique role, bridging the gap between traditional heavy bombers and advanced stealth platforms.